Hi, everyone. Well, I've been thinking a lot about the skills and the qualities that we develop as we get older that are helpful for dealing with a frantic, crazy world. And I think for me, one of the things that is most relevant is resilience. And I think we are a very resilient, community. When I talk to people in our group about, how they're dealing with various things in the world, it just feels like we've got this attitude, like, we can do this. We've been here, we've been through this situation or that one. And I think sometimes we forget that, that we actually have already done so many things that we never thought we could do. But somehow, through creativity and resourcefulness and friendship and just loving ourselves, we get through these tough times. And I know as 60-year-old women, we've been through a lot. We've seen love come and go. We've seen families strong and supportive turn the other way. We've seen different value systems emerge, different political groups, different political leanings that have, challenged our friendship or an understanding of the world. We've seen it all. We've done it. We've made choices. And I think by the time we get to be 60, 65, 70, 80, we've made our choices and we've got a grounding. But it doesn't mean that we don't have moments where we're like freaking out, where our mental state is just not good. And sometimes you don't have anyone to talk to when you're in your 60s because, your own, kids, your own family and relatives have got their own challenges going on. You feel like in a way you've got to do this by yourself. So I want to talk about some ways that we can, boost your mental well-being in your 60s, 70s and older. Things that, people have told me work for them. They're proven strategies for and for myself as well, things that we can do to just soothe the stresses, and bring to the surface that resilience and strength and just resourcefulness that we've got through, that's used to get through so much in the past. So let's talk about some ways. Well, loneliness, of course, stress, all these things are on your mind. World challenges, world crises. It's a crazy time, but we've been through this. Remember back in the 60s, 70s? It's not new. We've done this. We can do this. So how are we going to focus though on boosting our mental health? Daily meditation or mindfulness. I swear by it. I don't sit and do the lotus position. I couldn't even sit in the lotus position anymore, truthfully. But I sit and I breathe. Sometimes I knit, and I know that sounds like a ridiculous thing. How can you be meditating if you're knitting? But sometimes I do because I count the stitches, and then it turns into a breath relaxation. So, daily meditation or mindfulness, whatever you do, however you do it. Another thing is to stay socially connected. Now, I know this is hard, especially around the holidays, because you feel like you're alone. Everyone's talking about going to see family and doing this with your whatever, and with your husband or partner, and it's like maybe not your world. And I understand that. I live alone, and I'm in a way in a similar situation. I live in Switzerland and I don't have a lot of friends who speak English here. I have a couple of groups that I go to, but it's, I know what you're going through, but stay socially connected, even if it's just going to the library or, just doing something. Just get out into the world, stay connected, volunteer somewhere. It doesn't have to be a formal volunteering, just help somewhere, just, help somebody with their bags or, just whatever. I remember once my little grandson, Marvel, and I were walking from a shop, and this older lady, when I say older, because I'm certainly older, I'm 76, but, she was struggling with her bag. And so I went up to her and I said, could my grandson and I help you? And I think she had a stick and a bag. And so I said, well, here, you do the stick and we'll carry the bag. And I don't think she spoke English, but we kind of managed. But we walked her all the way to her house, and we had a 10-minute walk. But she was so grateful. But just that one thing of just staying socially connected. Okay, keep your brain active. Eat nuts. I'm looking at my nuts. I've got a little snack bowl of nuts here, and my tea. I do have my tea. Everybody asks me about my tea. English breakfast. I pretty much am so boring here. But, just do things that are going to keep your brain active. Puzzle. People do Wordle. I don't do those, but puzzles, games, just thinking exercises, things that you do to sort of stretch your mind. Reading, of course. Along with that is the next one, which is learning and curiosity. And I know it is actually similar. It is doing something with your brain, but it's more doing something that you've never done. Like maybe picking up a language, a couple of words in a language. I learned that I am a Großmutter. Yes, I learned, these are my German words. I can count them on 10 fingers. But, just maybe learning a word in another language, or watching a video or movie that is in another language, and it's just on a topic maybe that you're not so familiar with, something that you could be curious about. Okay, you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Physical exercise. Yes, this can help your mental well-being too. Guaranteed. Walking, I know they've done all the research, and it's absolutely true that walking can help you calm your nerves, reduce your cortisol levels. I'm not a doctor or any medical professional or nutritionist, but I do know that walking is good for you, and that's something to do for your mental health as well as for your physical health. Positive self-talk. 1 second. Tickly throat. I'll take a drink of my cup of tea here. Hold on. We've had a lot of snow here. I'm getting a little cold that won't go away. Positive self-talk. Talk to yourself like you talk to your friends. Be kind to you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Simplifying your life to reduce stress. Tidy up a bit. Declutter a bit. Align all your possessions to your own personal style so that you've not got things that you don't like. Oh, I bought it. I spent money on it. Give it away to someone. Give it to someone. Donate it. I don't be holding on to things that you just made a shopping error, or you just turned out didn't like or didn't fit. Just let things go. Simplify a bit. That reduces your mental stress for sure. Okay, create a support group. Meetup is I'm not saying that's a support group, but if you can find a group on Meetup, for example, who do things you love, it's a great way to do, to sort of get out of your mind and into your physical activity. And of course, finding friends who share your experiences is going to be really helpful to just, putting other things at the back of your mind and kind of letting the goodness come forward, the positive things. So for your mental health, physical exercise, but also emotional exercise, where you're doing something that makes you feel like you're adding some value, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be something quite small, knitting for the local hospital, or doing some sewing, or cooking for the community center, dinner program, whatever. And I guess above it all, if that doesn't, none of those things are working, and you're still feeling lonely or stressed or anxious, then maybe seek some help professionally. Now, there are some online groups now that you can, I don't know, I've not had personal experience, but there's one called BetterHelp, which I think is, you can choose your therapist based on their skills and their areas of expertise, and then you can talk to them on the phone or on messaging. And I know some people that I've read about some people that have had success with that. And I don't recommend anything that, costs money, because I'm not sponsored by anyone. And not only that, I wouldn't want you to spend your money on something that's not going to work for you. But do some research. And I know there's probably others too. But if you need help, there's other support groups. If you are on financial aid of any kind, or even like on a pension, I'm not going to say that I know for sure, but I would be very surprised if there was not some mental health options that you could use as part of your benefits package, because I think that's important. I know in the UK that's the case, but maybe in the States not so much. But seek professional help, I guess, is the bottom line. If you're really feeling like you're not coping, this isn't working. I'm really not, my mental well-being, to coin a phrase that's become really popular now, but my mental well-being is suffering. Do something about it, okay? And we're here too for you. Join our Patreon group if you want to hug virtually Monday, Wednesdays. We do live shows, and they're super helpful for lots of people who come and visit and chat. You can get to meet real people, and 60andMe is such a big group now. We've got such a huge following on every channel, but I want you to know that, we do these smaller little gatherings in our support group. So you'd be welcome to join us there for sure. But anyway, do take care of your mental health and boost it with some ideas that I've given you. I think there are around 10 there, but I really appreciate that you listened, and hopefully you are doing something about it. Take some action. Okay, do it for me. Okay, everyone. Well, take care of yourselves. Hope that you have a great rest of the day, week, month, whatever. And just hang in there. Stay safe. Stay sane. And know that you're appreciated here. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye for now.